In the land of Tenshoku, where sprawling mountains meet vast seas, the clans once stood united. But as ambition grew, so did conflict. The great clans of Tenshoku splintered, each fighting for dominance, casting aside old alliances. Yet, in the shadows of their battles, an ancient truth was forgotten. A thin veil separates this realm from the spirit world, a barrier long maintained by mystical forces. Now, in the island village of Hazemura, that ancient legend stirs again. For generations, Hazemura has been a place of peace, a secluded village that avoided the clan wars, watching quietly as the world around it burned. But now, the land itself is in rebellion. The earth shakes, rivers flood, droughts crack the land, and fires rage uncontrolled. The once stable balance of elements has turned volatile, and the daimyo of every clan feel the tension, sensing the danger that has awakened. At the heart of this growing storm stands Master Harataka, legendary samurai and daimyo of Hazemura. Understanding that the future of Tenshoku hangs in the balance, Harataka sends missives across the land, summoning those who seek more than personal glory. Warriors who care not for clan divisions, but for the salvation of the land itself. The call for heroes has gone out, and in response, the chosen few travel to Hazemura, where ancient forces and forgotten bonds will shape the fate of Tenshoku once more. As the veil between worlds thins, the fate of the realms will fall into their hands. This is Tales of the Yokai.
A beautiful geisha. She has that perfect geisha walk where her knees don't ever separate, just shuffling. Her hands are in her sleeves, very proper. And she starts just walking down the dock, the most graceful thing. And everybody in the harbor is just like looking, because this is one of the fanciest dressed, most beautiful geishas anyone has ever seen. Flowers in her hair, lots of jewelry, and she's getting attention and she knows it.
Fantastic. Give me like a charisma or performance check.
Click on my sheet. Look at here.
For some reason, it gave you advantage. Do we know why?
I don't know why.
I
I
don't.
might always have advantage on charisma checks as a bard, so I might have to look into my
Okay.
character sheet and
Yep.
find out.
There's many things like that that will happen where Foundry sort of knows something that I don't know immediately, which I often will trust it. So, yeah, with a 22, you are floating in such a way that, your walking, floating performance is so skilled that people are drawn to you. There are guards nearby. They are not on guard with you at all. They are in awe, and perhaps some of the guards that are currently on guard with the two from Clan Nagare are sort of softening their guard a bit as you approach. And one of them steps up to you and says, "Welcome to Hazemura. You are?"
I bow very properly. I said, Mariama Station, and I am. I assume I have like an invitation to this
Absolutely. There
hall.
was a letter, a missive that was sent out.
I pull it out of my sleeve. My hand does not show, and I present it.
Ah, very good. We are honored to have you. We are waiting on a few to arrive, and please, we have an escort, and there is, sort of a small entourage with sort of a covered platform for esteemed guests.
I walk right into it. I assumed it would be something like this.
Fantastic. We move back to the tension that has lifted slightly. QB, as you notice this tension, and you had put your hand on your, did you say blade as well?
I said I put it on my water bottle sarcastically. I was like a canteen on my hip or something.
And
I don't have any weapons.
one of the guards that looks a little bit more prominent steps up and says, 2 clans arriving at once. Which clans from which do you claim?
I forget what it's called. I was looking for it. I don't know. I have it written down somewhere.
All good. You are Clan
I'm
Nagare?
scrolling. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. What's that?
We were Jishiki.
Nope. You are both
Yeah, we're the nature. Yeah, we're
Nagare.
Nagari. Yeah, the nature one. That was the one we picked.
So, a quick pause here. If y'all hit J, I believe I can do this for you. I don't know if this will give it to you all. Let me see if I can make this happen. Can I do?
Oh, I see it. Well, I see
Hopefully
everyone's.
you see everyone's. Oh no! Only look at your own quest.
Am I quest 1 or quest 2?
I will say James, your quest 1, and Chad will be quest 2.
Okay.
I had thought I
So
set up
are you the one putting those pop-ups on our screen?
sometimes I do a pop-up. Yep, if I do like for example, yes, sometimes I do.
If I close it, does it close it for everyone?
Nope, just you. So if I do that,
Okay.
for example, yeah, go ahead and close yours. Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
When we last met, sorry, this is still technical stuff.
Mhm.
You sent us like our mission or something, and it wasn't in my character sheet. Where do I see that?
Oh, right, because I re-updated character sheet. So that is, if you hit J, it should be in your, quest journal. And the one that I just sent, you should have see under in progress.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I see everyone's up. I see Clan Kage quest, Clan Nagari quest 1, Clan Nagari quest 2, Clan Station quest. So I
Yeah,
can see
me too.
everybody's. Okay.
Yeah, only look at your own because that's
Sounds good.
Mine isn't on there then. Oh wait, no, I'm
your
Kage.
Kage, yep.
So when I hit J, I don't think I'm seeing what you see because I see like quests, lore, timeline, map, but I can't click on
It's
any
in
of
quests.
It's under quests, and your clan Shishin
Do you
quest.
have
Can you
a
see
pop up in the top middle that you have to close?
them. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of tutorial type of things that pop up sometimes.
There was something I don't remember what it said, but it was in like the top middle. I had to close it before I could click on anything.
I can also just copy yours and add it to your bio if that's easier.
Okay.
I will do that.
Yeah, I think I need to refresh because I'm not able to click anything.
Oh, I have it in your bio already. So Mariyama, on the very bottom tab of your character sheet, the little feather, there is a biography. But that might not be updated for everyone.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that into folks so it's another place to access that information. All right, moving back into the scene here. So, they said, the missive was sent out for 1 warrior from each tribe. Explain yourselves. Looking at Kyubi and Koji, who doesn't notice the tension.
I'm gonna gesture to Koji and say, explain.
Koji says, I'm training to be a ninja. This is my master. He is here to see me pass my final test.
I am here to see if she will pass her final test.
You directly go against the missive's guidelines Master Harataka will not approve of this.
We send one warrior. I am her entourage.
Well, we are happy to escort you off the island if Master Harataka deems it necessary. And
I don't think he'll deem it necessary. I'm very agreeable.
all right, they are definitely scrutinizing you a little bit, and
I'm giving him different angles
you're giving him different angles. Tell me what you mean.
to scrutinize me, like I'm doing like modeling poses.
Do you have anything on you? Chad, we're getting a little feedback. James, do you have anything on your character that would? I'm gonna open up your character sheet. I'm curious because what
Okay,
they're
I'm
looking
looking at it
for
too.
are like poisons or anything that you might have. You probably wouldn't have it.
I have a little bag of sand.
Okay, they actually indicate. They say, "Let me see that." They wanna investigate that.
It's just sand.
Do you let them?
Sure. It's in a little baggie, but I'm gonna like dump it out into his hand.
Oh, okay. As he
You
sort
want to
of
see my sand? This is my sand.
he holds out for the bag, and then as you dump it in, he just sort of looks, and he looks like hesitant, and then he just opens his hand, so the sand just drops into the dirt, and he pats his sand like that, and he says, "Clan Nagare might be honoring the earth and nature, but I do not. I'm here to protect Hazemura."
I'm mixing the sand into the dirt with my foot.
Okay. As you two are allowed into the entourage, a final boat arrives. Matsumoto, what does everyone see as you approach the shore?
They see a sort of unassuming, not very remarkable young woman who is wearing all black and is definitely like looking around, but sort of like keeping to herself, not really talking to anyone, and just sort of trying to blend in with the crowd.
And one of the guards walks up, says, "Welcome to Hazemura. I assume you're here answering the call from Master Harataka."
Yes, I am, she says. In fact, I'm here representing Clan Kage, and I would love to learn more about our gracious host.
Clan Kage. He sort of squints his eyes a little bit, narrowing his eyes at you, and sort of nods suspiciously and says, "Right this way." As you all together now join the party and make your way through town, you leave the shores and enter the island village of Hazemura. There is a little shop on the way, but this is the first time that some of you have been cordially together with other clans. It's about a 15-minute journey that doesn't require any walking if you don't want to walk, as there is sort of a steamed carried platform. Yeah, there might be a little tension. I'm curious if you all introduce yourselves to each other, or if it is a quiet journey into town.
I'm walking, but I'm Koji's carrying all my stuff. I'm just swinging my arms.
Yeah, I'm definitely walking. I'm not on the platform, but I am gonna offer my hand to Mariama to see if maybe she needs help getting on the platform, because she seems to have some issue with walking. I don't know.
Maruyama does not accept the invitation to touch your hand and gets on the platform just fine, thank you, and gives you a look out of the corner of her eye that is like, not having that.
I bow respectfully.
She bows back equally respectfully. Maybe not quite equally.
Okay, and the two of you who just had that interaction are definitely aware that the missive specifically stated one warrior from each clan, and you see both of these Clan Nagare folks walking together. You may have overheard a little bit about one being a in training.
It's fine. They can bring more than one representative. I don't care.
You're not gonna tell teacher on us?
Nah.
Yeah. Maruyama doesn't comment on it. She just files it away in her mind, should it become necessary to bring up later.
Okay. Within a short amount of time, you walk through the village. You pass a couple of shops. You see some curious children sort of poking around and looking. There is a little boy who follows the group for some time. If anyone's carrying a katana, he's very interested in you as a warrior of sorts. Have you killed many people? Have you fought bad guys? Do you have a tail? Which seems like an odd question.
I'm waving my tail around and I'm like, no.
And then you finally...
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I just say a warrior does not tell tales of the people that he's slain in battle.
And then his eyes just
Their
get
actions speak for themselves.
real big. Oh, how do you
Koji.
become a warrior? Go ahead, Koji.
Koji gets down to the boy's level, looks him dead in the eye, says, "Hard,
Says what?
simple. Are you simple?"
Oh, that's mean.
He looks at you earnestly and he
Once
says,
again,
"We live a simple life."
then take your simple life out of here.
And
Then she stands up and walks away.
his eyes turn a little sad as he gives some distance. But 20, 30
Maruyama-
feet back, he does still follow.
Maruyama does not stand for that. She marches right up to you and says, cruelty to children is unbecoming. From what clan do you hail?
I assume you're just as simple as him. Can you not see our emblems?
She looks at the emblems and then looks right back at you and recites a haiku. She says, like wilted flowers, your charm fades with every glance, a shadow of grace. And I think you need to take a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, are we doing PvP?
I was counting the syllables on my fingers while he was doing that.
Sorry, I was bringing up Clan Nagare
And then I
symbol.
do a slight nod of approval at the end.
So if you're trying to charm me, you can't.
No, that was a vicious mockery. I was trying to hurt your feelings. And
Oh.
so you gotta, what's your bonus to that?
Oh, it's included as a 13 total.
That's fine.
Okay. So you need to take a 1d4 of psychic damage.
Oh man.
Something about that struck
What?
you, Koji. You likely have some old remembrance of a grandfather that taught you the importance of Bushido. And this geisha has just brought that back into the forefront of your mind. And the hurt wasn't so much about your behavior, but it was a remembrance of your disconnection to Bushido and your grandfather.
How do I
And
take
then-
damage?
You could roll dice in the dice tray. What was it? A D?
It's actually 1d6.
I got you. Oh, well, I'll let you take yours, because that's higher.
Yeah. And then with her chastisement fully completed, she just marches right back onto that palanquin and does not look back.
Well, did you learn your lesson this time about calling people simple?
Well, they were all just so simple.
Takes one to know one, Maximoto says.
Tensions in the party as we move towards the dojo. Little boy continues to follow as you enter the beautiful home of what you assume to be Master Harataka. Let's see what happens. I think, can you see this without your tokens on the screen?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Because I don't think I need your tokens floating around and stuff. As you enter this beautiful home, there is a torii gate as you come into the home. The group of guards sort of gathers around the entrance. You're expected to take off your shoes. Oh, I got 2 pieces of audio going, don't I? Let's try that. And you are greeted by this woman with sort of a orangish auburn hair. She wears a beautiful robe, elegant. She's got a bit of a reddish flower in her hair, and I guess I don't have my setup to show tiles, but anyway, you see her. And she stands at the entryway. Her shoes are off, and this is sort of the mudroom area. And she greets you all and says, "Welcome to the dojo of Master Harataka. I am Yuna. You are all esteemed guests. I assume your journeys were without issue?" And she bows deeply.
Maximoto bows back and says nothing.
About 5 feet away from the door, I stop and hold my hand out to Koji. She puts my shoes in my hand. I put them on the ground, put them on, walk 2 steps, and then take them off.
Okay.
I don't wear shoes.
Okay. I assume you all come into the home.
Yeah, Mariyama approaches Yuna with like much excitement, like visibly excited, and she bows deeply to Yuna, and then she moves in to embrace her and says, "My childhood friend, it has been years since I have seen you. I am so relieved to see you again."
She sort of suppresses a smile and she says, "Mariyama, you look different. It is nice to see you, and many things have changed."
I lean in and lower my voice. What do you mean? What has changed?
Give us time. Let us eat and have tea, and we will have many things to discuss.
I bow deeply again, and I move to walk inside.
Okay. As you come into the space, she guides you into various quarters to first set you all up for rooms. There's a couple of options, but generally you get to choose to room with someone. She asks all of you if you have a preference on sharing one of the sort of side houses or the guest houses. So 2 bedrooms in each one. But there is a third if people need to be separated.
Mariyama,
Master, let me have my own room.
Oh,
Um,
Yuna sort of looks surprised. She says, Koji, you come from Clan Nagare with a master and you request your own room?
I sleep outside.
Ah,
Yes.
that can be arranged. She sort of looks a little confused and nods respectfully.
Matsumoto says, I need but a small corner to sleep in. It matters not who else is in the room.
Mariyama looks at Matsumoto and says, perhaps 2 guests from a foreign clan, if we stayed together, we could look out for one another.
I would be honored.
As I start walking, I go and kind of take your arm and start walking toward a room, and just really kind of low beneath my breath, I said, besides, I do not want to stay with these barbarians.
Agreed.
Before you all separate into your various rooms, Yuna reminds you all that this is the home of Master Harataka, and he will not tolerate clan violence in this home. He did not invite you to begin a war right here on Hazemura Island. Is that understood? One second. Jocelyn put the cat in here, and I don't know why.
I need a bow button in the system and have it as a hotkey, so I can just bow my little.
I need
character
a
to everyone.
slider on it. So how respectful am I being with this?
Yeah.
I did add some. Well, I'll surprise y'all later, but I should have added a bow.
I gave what was her name in the one that
Yuna?
Yuna. Yeah, I gave her a 65% respect bow.
Everyone roll perception for me as you, if you're interested at all in
How do
Yuna.
I do that without my character?
Oh, you could open it in the sidebar, the little person
Oh.
thing, and then it should be
The
PCs.
little person.
The
There
little
it is.
person.
Perception, you said?
Yeah. Oh, Matsumoto, you know well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Matsumoto, I am gonna give you a private chat to let you know
Okay.
what you notice as the rest of you get settled into your quarters. Okay. And within a little bit of time, who had the lowest perception? That was... Oh, I'm sorry. That was supposed to go to Matsumoto. Oh, well. My bad.
Oh.
I'm going to
Who
send
to go
that.
to?
It went to Mariyama because I got the M's mixed up. But she knows this anyway because she's childhood friends. But I will copy that over to... this is going to be in Discord. So
Okay.
I think I could whisper it into Foundry. But I don't have that easily set up. So you don't know the
I don't-
child part, but...
Okay. I don't actually know where you sent that. Did you send it in Discord or in Cloud
Discord
Tabletop?
private chat, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's something about her that seems playful, but she's also very, very skeptical. She is checking all of you out. And Matsumoto, I think you in particular, she is very cautious about. Essentially, inviting clan members to this home in such a time of rivalry is possibly opening them up to spies, and she's scrutinizing you as a possible spy.
Okay.
And then the lowest perception, this will be for Mariyama. As you are setting up in your room, you hear a little bit of laughter, childlike laughter. And what kind of stuff do you have? Are you like, do you have bedding or clothes or gear?
I have all of that. I assume one of the Palanquin people brought me my bags,
Mm-hmm.
but very hidden amongst my items, which are all very proper, are some things that maybe would not be technically proper for me to have. There's a sword. There are several shuriken throwing knives, all kind of hidden amongst my things, if anybody's paying close attention.
Okay. Roll stealth for me, Mariyama, or a sleight of hand. Sorry. Like you tried to hide it well. Ooh. Okay. You
Nice.
hear this laughter, and there is some shuffling of things going around, and you are aware of a small child who is under the bed and poking through your stuff, and as soon as you sort of turn, he pokes back under the bed and giggles.
I lean down and say, "What is your name?"
Oh, you're the nice one. I'm Riku.
Hello, Riku. Do I recognize that name? Do I know like much about this family's family tree?
I don't think you'd recognize him. He's pretty young. He's a boy of about 5 years old. He seems very comfortable with strangers, perhaps never exposed to danger or threats.
I smile at him and I say, "Riku, would you like to hear a song?"
And he just looks wide-eyed and just nods. Uh-huh.
I pull out a little it looks like a lyre. It's like a Japanese lyre. It has a name that I looked up and I forgot. But I start kind of plucking at it, and I play this very jaunty, sort of traditional Japanese tune, and I sing just a really short. Kids have short attention spans, but it's a little like 30-second song.
And he just sort of claps for you or bows respectfully. What would be the Japanese sort of response to? I don't know. I guess I should preface this entire stream that I'm likely to cross some cultural sensitivities, and I'm open to learning. So we'll see.
I assume that he responds in a very proper way, a bow of some sort. And as he bows, I rustle his hair and I say, "Riku, if anybody tries to sneak in here, will you warn me?"
He looks at you confusedly and he says, "Anybody?"
I show my instrument. I say, "This is very fragile and very expensive. I need to make sure that it's safe. Will you tell me if you see anybody snooping around?"
Matsumoto, who is standing right there, is like, I assume she's not talking about me sneaking into the room that we're sharing.
What
Of
about
course not.
Kibo?
What?
Kibo sneaks around. Should I tell you when Kibo sneaks in?
Is Kibo your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Kibo should not be coming in our rooms. It would be very improper. For a future warrior, he must learn the proper way of being. And sneaking into a guest's room, especially two beautiful women, would be very improper. He must not do that.
I will tell Kibo. He is very improper.
Go on now.
He skitters off giggling. And I would say this little boy is curious enough that he starts to walk to the other rooms, and an older woman says, Riku, leave the guests be. They're settling in. And you see, I'm going to say that Koji and QB, you guys are, I mean, I'm curious, QB, if you're sleeping outdoors, do you still put your stuff in a room? Yeah? You're on mute. So there is a central...
Yeah, I have all my stuff laid out in Koji's room. I'm taking up like more space than is like respectful.
Okay. Because there is a central pond and walkway that is very pristine and has some Japanese stone lanterns. And yeah, leaving your stuff there would be definitely
Yeah, no, it's inside. I'm out of the pond though. I'm standing at the edge of the pond, hands clasped behind my back, looking out over it.
Okay.
Style thing.
Yeah, and this elderly woman walks up. She's got sort of a woven basket strapped to her back with herbs and things, and you hear her giving a little talking to Riku. And she had overheard a little bit from the conversation of the other room, and she sort of nods and says, "Go find your brother." And then she steps up to you and says, "Welcome. I am Hannah."
I give a little bow just in acknowledgement, but I don't like say anything or turn to her.
Noble warriors come to help our cause.
You're certain they're all noble?
I am not certain of anything in this time, except for the plants. There's medicine in the land.
I've been lied to by a plant.
I believe it. I've been lied to by a plant, a little boy, a master samurai, but never the wind.
Never the wind.
Well, I hope you enjoy your stay here at the dojo.
I'm sure I will.
She quietly, slowly, not even in any rush at all, starts to move. She sort of looks down at a small plant that looks like it's growing where it shouldn't in this sort of landscaped garden. She leaves it, doesn't pick it, moves along. You hear a little bit of gathering as people gather towards the area for dinner. Yuna comes around and says, "Dinner will be served shortly. Is there anything I can get you before we eat?" Okay.
No, thank you.
You all gather around the table. And food is being served. It's delicious. There are a couple of quiet servants walking around that you notice. There's this little boy that keeps being very curious about your gear, about how you sit. And any conversation of why you're called is sort of pushed to the side, and Yuna says, "Please, eat. I must apologize that Master Harataka is not here yet. He will join us soon. I'm sure of it."
Oh, where is your master?
Oh, well, he had to take care of some things. He is the leader, after all, and our various shrines often need tending to. He left this morning and promised to be back by dinner.
Will you?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, will you tell us about his family, the estate? I'm from far away and I don't know much about this area.
Oh, yes, this small island, Kazumura, has, of course, you've probably heard legend of the veil between this material world and the spirit world. She sort of gestures up far off in the distance. There is a mountain on this island, and she says there is a shrine dedicated to keeping the balance between the spirit world and this world. And you may have noticed in the mainland of Tenshoku, the elements are not happy. The earth has shaken, drought has been suffering the people of the land, and we have noticed a disturbance among the spirits that dwell here. Not all of them, but definitely some malevolent ones have made their way into this realm. As you know, Kazumura has been guarding the realm, the barrier, for centuries. Master Harataka being very old himself and one of the lead protectors in this current age. But he recognizes not only is the spirit realm disturbed, but he believes that it's due to the infighting among the clan members. He doesn't think he could do it alone, so I don't always agree with his tactics, strategies, but I respect and honor his decision as master.
What kinds of decisions has he made lately?
Decisions to invite warring clan members to this island, such as yourselves.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, are we at war? Are we at war with these guys?
Not necessarily with Kazumura. They are sort of, Switzerland. But you all have possible tension with one another.
Well, I think we can all agree that the living are on the same side of sorts, and it would be foolish for us to fight one another when there are stakes this high. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Emma nods very approvingly to that and says, but this is why we are here, or is it not? To bring some measure of peace and to begin reforging relationships with one another as clans?
And Yuna nods to that and says, of course. And if this issue with the veil between worlds isn't solved, then we are all doomed.
I'm really paying attention to her, and I'm trying to tap into my knowledge of her. It's been years since I've seen her, but like we were childhood friends. Am I getting vibes that she's hiding something from us when she talks about her master and what he's been doing?
Roll an insight check with advantage, being her childhood friend. You can just roll it again. I think, I'm not sure. Oh, that's the same roll. For future reference, I think I have it set up to where Alt is advantage and Control is disadvantage, but
Oh, thank you. I'll try that.
I don't know if it works all the time. So yeah, with a 19, I will tell you that you can pick up on that she's on edge. So, although, she serves Master Harataka well, she seems on edge that he's not present. In fact, dinner started a little bit later than what would be considered respectful, and you think that might have something to do with it, and so she put it off as long as possible, but Dinner has started, and Master Hatataka is not there, and that is uncouth. I think you're muted, Anna.
Oh, as I'm eating with my chopsticks, I'm kind of like glancing around to see how many people are nearby and if any of them seem to be watching us intently.
Give me perception or investigation.
Okie dokie.
Okay. With a 19, you notice this little boy watching you, like, intently. And as you look around, you see a very similar, I think I can do this, almost to a T, little boy who isn't watching you intently. He's playing with his silverware and, being a typical 5-year-old who's at the dinner table. Maybe a little bit more respectful, knowing that there's guests in the house, but there's one that's staring at you and one that's acting like a 5-year-old.
When I see the second kid, I cover up one of my eyes.
There's nobody else in the room.
You see a couple folks coming and going, so sort of helpers. In particular, this gentleman here, which I think if I move him, maybe. So he's quietly moving around. He takes interest in you. He's sort of listening and nods. And when Yuna needs something, she sort of nods to him, and he respectfully gets said thing, refills tea.
Okay.
They seem very familiar with each other. They could almost communicate without talking, as it seems. Meanwhile, one of these little boys stares at you.
I'm gonna say, hello, what's your name?
He sort of looks at you. He looks at your plate. Looks at you again. And he says, I'm Kipo. And it almost sounds unnatural, like he's practicing speaking.
Kipo, I am Moximoto, but you can call me Moxie.
And he tries it on Moxie. And the rest of you see this interaction, and you see Yuna watching, and particularly watching Moxie in response to this inquisitive little boy, watching intently, as if watching an adult interact with a child to sort of see how they would do.
I'm gonna ask him, is this your brother over here? I certainly see a resemblance.
And he sort of smiles, and before your very eyes, he transforms into this little character here. And he nods and says, yep. And they all start laughing. Yuna starts laughing. Riku starts laughing. And they just go, yep, that's my brother.
I say, what a wonderful trick. Congratulations.
And he sort of giggles, and then he looks back at you and then looks at your plate. And Yuna goes, Kibu. And he sort of trails off. And you see as he transforms back into Riku once again as he's shooed away from the table. And Yuna says, I apologize for him. He's not respectful of the Bushido code.
It's fine. I'm not offended at all.
Have either of you encountered yokai before? No.
Once, a long time ago.
And, of course, you have, Mariama?
I am. I think I'm stunned. Like, is this something that I have? Have I ever seen anything like this in my homeland?
Roll history.
Oof.
You know, I think that with all of your training as a geisha, with all this study of Bushido code, you have, in a way, cut yourself off from your playful childhood nature. You remember, almost as if you had studied it from a book, having playful childhood encounters with Yuna when you were a child, but it feels so distant from who you are now that when you think of it, it's almost like someone told you that you played together. You don't actually have much memory of your childhood, of possibly encountering yokai, as she is suggesting.
I pretend like I recognize what she's talking about, and I just try to nod. Oh yes.
I'm going to have you roll a deception. By the way, when I roll dice, do you guys see dice numbers or question marks?
Question marks.
Perfect.
Yeah, question marks.
I should have.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Okay.
You have really good. That was a really good roll. Okay.
Wow.
She goes, yes, of course you remember. So, just like humans, they can be playful, they can be rambunctious, they can be helpful, and they can be destructive. Yokai are welcome here, given that they share the space and respect our home and respect one another, within limits, of course, as you can see. They don't always follow the cultural expectations, and yet they are welcome here. Do any of you have a problem with that?
Not at all.
No.
They have been instructed to respect your privacy during sleeping hours, but as you know, we can tell anyone to respect certain boundaries and they don't always do it. You're welcome to shoo them as you wish. Please don't harm them. Not the ones that you see around the dojo anyway.
Are many of you yokai?
Many of us? Kazumura?
Many of the members of your house?
Well, I am serving Master Harataka. I am not a member of this house, but of course Kato in town runs the store. He is very much yokai. Some of them hide their nature, others do not. But I would say the majority of the island is human. Being so close to the Veil affords us an overlapping of neighbors, if you will. We just hope they're
That
good
makes
neighbors.
sense.
I apologize, Master Harataka's not here yet, but we can, of course, have tea. She sort of gets out the tea and conversation continues. She asks a little bit about Koji and your training. How did you choose Kyubi as master?
I'm very well respected with our clan. Within our clan.
Ah, my apologies, and she bows.
Koji says, Kitty chose me. I was on my travels, trying to find knowledge in this world. I'm from the Feywilds. I am not of this realm.
Ah,
He
so
saw potential in me and agreed to my insatiable quest. quench for knowledge, and he decided to bring me into the clan and train me as his own.
Would you consider yourself yokai?
No, not quite.
Hmm. I'm not sure I understand. Not from this realm, but not yokai.
Very simple. There are many realms.
Ah. I fear my isolation on this island has afforded me a certain level of naivete.
Don't take it personally. Master Koji is fond of reminding many people that they are simple.
Ah, not a becoming trait.
You seem so dedicated to seeking knowledge. I wonder if knowledge of common manners might be a future quest.
Zing.
We haven't gotten there yet.
You see several of, even the little boy sort of snickers at that. He's half paying attention, and he is more polite than you.
Yuna, can you tell us anything about what your master is planning for us over the next few days?
Well, he has called you all to help with the disturbances. I'm afraid that I don't feel proper to speak on his behalf. I assure you, as it gets later into the night, I assure you Master Harataka can take care of himself. I apologize for the delay, but the night is getting late. Please, if you are willing to give us a bit of grace in this time of uncertainty, Master Harataka will make his apologies in the morning. Again, I do apologize. I know this is not what was expected when those missives were sent out.
She gives her a breakfast order.
Yeah? Eggs and bacon?
If I were to go for a walk tonight, would it be safe to do so?
Oh. Yuna sort of thinks about that. She says, if that's what you choose to do, we encourage you to stick around the dojo. Safety, it would be safe. Although, I cannot promise that at this time. Due to the disturbances, there have been some reports of the yokai that are acting up, as you might say. But
Okay.
we do have a courtyard. You're welcome to take in some fresh air there, and of course we are not keeping anyone here if you choose to leave the land.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Okay, I'm going to test your guys' systems, and essentially I'm going to try to place you all where your rooms might be, and we're going to set this up a little bit. As the sun sets, you are welcome to enjoy the post-tea time to check out the dojo, to enjoy the quiet serenity of the pond. You'll notice that folks who move around here, some of the aides, of course, little boy probably is sent to bed, but the tanuki, as they are called, Kibo, is very curious about you. He sort of hops around along the low fenceway and sniffs you out. He is quite a cheeky little guy. You might be caught trying to get something out of your pocket or sniffing your hair of the sort. How is
I'm
this scene
I'm very
loading for
friendly.
folks?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm very friendly to the Tanuki, but he is not going into my
Uh-oh, you froze.
You froze, honey.
Yeah, he's frozen for me too.
of my
Oh.
like person.
Oh,
Are you
sorry.
there?
Am I still frozen?
I think
He's
you
back.
got
You're back
caught
for
up for
me.
a second. Yeah. So what did you say? He's not allowed where?
I'm very protective of my personal space. He's definitely not like pickpocketing me without me knowing I'm watching.
Okay. Okay.
But I am walking around politely and just observing what other people are doing, and I'm looking to see if I can maybe get a moment alone with Yuna.
Oh. Yeah, I would say that that can happen. So feel free to move around the map. I just want to make sure you can move your tokens, and the roofs should disappear when you go under them. If you click on doors, they should slide open. So experiment.
Yeah, it's working for me.
Mm-hmm.
There is that primary room where QB is right now. That is a bit of a space. There's some privacy mirrors. There is, I don't have it in there, but there is a large set of samurai armor and one of those displays with a battle katana.
What letter do I push to look inside myself again?
L.
L.
If you want
Yeah,
first
here we
person
go.
view, you can hit L, but it's not very great at moving around. This is not a first person shooter. I'm going to pop into your head, QB. It might mess you up a little bit. So, yeah, enjoy some of the technology, the scenery. I put a lot of love into this map. This is one of the maps that had me winning the contest this summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Need to get my damn space mouse out of storage.
Mhm.
Space Mouse.
It's like for 3D stuff.
Oh. Interesting. So
It's
it
for
goes.
you.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say you use Blender, right?
Oh yeah.
stuff?
I'm getting real
You
good
should-
at it
you
too.
You should learn about the space mouse.
All right, I'll have to check it out. Yeah,
It would absolutely be good for that.
I'm finding myself
Okay.
spending more and more hours in Blender.
I've entered my own body again. I went inside my. Okay. Back into regular view.
So yeah, shout out to Tom Kartos for this map that has created so much inspiration for me.
Thanks, Tom. We love you.
Thanks, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to his Patreon.
The rooms that we are like put our stuff in, our things in, is that one of these rooms?
Yeah, so I was thinking that basically if you're looking at the map as the orientation as it loaded, the I think I could long click. Is my long click working? No? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Sorry. So how come it's not working? This one. Okay, so that is where Matsumoto and Mariyama are staying. Of course, QB is going to hang out in the courtyard, I think. And then
under this tree.
Koji,
sure.
you can choose this one over here or this one over here.
Am I supposed to be seeing
My
something
pings?
happen?
Yeah, if I anyone can left long click and it should give a ping on the map.
Yeah, I can see yours. Yours are pink.
Yeah, mine are pink.
Are you not hearing that like drum sound?
I'm hearing the sound. I'm not actually seeing anything happen.
He's making
Are
a
you-
pink
I
beam
could
of
do
light.
Are you like way zoomed in on your own character? You may not
maybe.
No?
have seen it because it may not have been in your.
Nope. I'm
Do it on-
not in first person.
Oh.
Where
Oh,
are you?
now
where are you,
I'm
Matsumoto?
just seeing it.
I was gonna say I can do it where it sort of forces a camera view too, I think.
I think my computer is just really behind.
Ah, sorry, I'll stop doing it then. My interface, I'm trying to get the sound of it. There it goes. My interface volume was really low. Okay, so As the night goes on, does anyone stay up, or do you choose a respectful time to sleep?
Mariama is, after dinner's kind of winding down, she's gonna go find Yuna if she's in one of these rooms,
Oh, yes, that's
and
right.
approach her.
Okay. I'd say you find Yuna. I don't think I currently have a token for her. You find her quietly contemplating near a bit of a shrine. You come in quietly, and she says, "Mariama, you're up late."
Mhm. I go and I kneel next to her. If she's like looking at the shrine, I kneel right next to her. And I say, Yuna, it is good to see you. I have missed you since we were children. And I'm looking at her face to see how she responds to that.
She continues to have sort of eyes closed, facing the shrine, and doesn't have a reaction to that yet.
I say, do you remember my brother Akira?
Of course I remember your brother. How is he?
He is grown. He is a noble warrior. He would have come himself, but he is second only to my father, a general in our army, and he is needed on the battlefield. But he did tell me to say hello to you, and he sent me with a gift. And I pull a little box out of my sleeve, and I hand her a little box wrapped in rice paper.
She sort of takes it gently, and she says, "A gift from your brother." And she slowly opens it. What does she see?
It's a hair comb.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a really nice hair comb. Like,
She goes, "Oh my. Please give my appreciation to your brother when you see him again." It's
I
beautiful.
just bow. It's like whalebone, and it's like painted. It's top notch. But I just leave it there, and I bow deeply, and I say, "Good night, Yuna," and I go back to bed.
Okay. You make your way back to bed. Is everyone in their respective sleeping quarters?
I still didn't actually see where my room was. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's the one to the left. I'm going to try to ping it again. It's, where are you? I could just pull you there.
I hear I'm coming back out in the courtyard, and I still didn't see your ping.
It's okay. I will move you over to this space over here and right, I think, and there somewhere. Let's see if I can get you down in there. Maybe something like that. You might be floating.
Okay.
Does that work?
Mm-hmm.
QB, you're staying out in the courtyard?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm meditating under this tree.
Okay. I see Koji in bed. How does Koji sleep? Pretty soundly or fitfully?
She does more meditating, so she just kind of sits there meditating with her eyes closed.
Okay.
I do sleep. I don't know if he sleeps, but I sleep. I'm just doing this before bed.
Okay. And where did Mariyama? Did you end up in bed there? Yeah.
Room, and I made myself unconscious and prone.
Glad you're playing with the tech. Fantastic. Is anyone staying up?
I'm probably going to keep watch at least for the first few hours of the evening. I don't need that much sleep.
Okay. And I believe someone who doesn't need sleep as well. Is that Koji?
Yeah.
Okay. So you two will
So-
have advantage on this check, but everyone roll perception. If you're asleep and prone, you probably have disadvantage.
Do I roll advantage on a skill check?
Yeah.
You said
No.
it's Alt or Shift?
Alt. Oh, how do I? I'm sorry, I missed the how part.
Yeah.
Yes. Alt might work. Whoa.
Shot and see.
Somebody was able to do it. Koji did it. Did Alt work, Koji? He's nodding.
Did not work for me.
Didn't work.
Oh yeah, disadvantage definitely didn't work, Mariyama.
I was trying to do disadvantage, so just can you use the lower of the two?
I sure can.
How do I?
Okay, no, you're fine. Matsumoto, you're definitely aware of this. So, Matsumoto, and that is it. QB, you're already in the courtyard. Matsumoto, I would say that you hear this commotion approaching, and you are welcome to move to the courtyard, saving you maybe some movement as this gets going here. So feel free to place yourself where you'd like. But you kind of come out as they're approaching, and you see this figure almost like a fireball in the sky coming down. He is being carried by these elemental spirits that look like tigers. And he is just sort of arriving in this, flamboyant, get it, flamboyant, kind of way. And he plops down, and you see several tiger creatures. Let's see, we got a bunch of them coming around the courtyard. They all light things up. Hopefully I don't break your computers with the light. We're starting to get lag already.
Yeah, I can't move my character out of the room. Oh, and it's frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna wait a second to see. Okay.
How do I move my character when I
You should be able to just click and drag them, but you can also use
every time I
arrows.
try to do that, it says error,
Oh,
token
'cause
collide.
you're hitting a wall or something. Let me move you out, and we'll see if we can. That is one of the learning curves with 3D D&D, is that there is a lot of how do I move my character, and visual kind of pieces that present challenges. So let me find you, Matsumoto. I usually have like a button that just finds my people. Where are you? Matsumoto. There you are. I found my button that finds my people. I will bring you out. Oh, because you didn't open the door. You kept hitting the door.
Right, but how would I find the door? Like
Oh, because
I
you
don't
didn't
I
have your
don't
character
understand how
selected?
this. I'm literally clicking on my character, and then I just try and move her, and
So doors...
am I supposed to be like first person view when I'm doing that?
Nope. Definitely not. First person view is probably not the way to go to move your character. It'll actually probably make it harder. So I
Okay,
put
that's
you out to the
something else.
courtyard, so you can try to just click and drag your character before we do initiative, just to see if you can move it.
Yeah, I can move it when I can see
Gotcha.
the place that she is.
Do you all see that little set of data at the bottom with your character icons? At the bottom center of the screen almost, and it's got your guys'
No.
AC and such.
I don't see that.
Okay, it might not show up for y'all, but that's...
No.
Okay. It might show up in a second when I start combat here. So this guy jumps in, and he is a man of flames as he plops in, and he hollers, "Where is he, Yuna? Have you abandoned him as you did my master?" And he's calling out for Yuna, as soon as he lands on this platform, it begins to ignite and flame. And we are going to try this for initiative to see if y'all get a prompt. And we're going to to see if this is all first battle vibes, first battle learning curves. Things can get smoother. And let me just get one more out there. Maybe.
I clicked it, but nothing happened.
What was that?
I think there's nothing happened.
You clicked roll initiative and nothing happened?
So I don't see anybody else. Am I like on my own map?
You probably don't see anyone because you're in that room.
Oh, yeah, that's what's
Oh.
happening to me too. I don't see anybody because I'm in the room.
Yep. So you hear commotion going on, and Matsumoto, this is fantastic. So you are out there since you were able to be alert to it, and you are the highest initiative roll. And my battle music did start. Good job. That doesn't sound like battle music.
Hmm.
Let's. Oh, it says it is. We're gonna find out. Okay, so Matsumoto, you rush out to see this man landing, and fire erupts around him. All the wood that he touches begins to ignite. What would you like to do?
Do I need to fight him?
He looks like he is definitely angry and dangerous, and you could try to talk to him, but he doesn't look like he's here to play nice.
I'm still not going to attack someone in my host's home. I'm gonna hold my hands up and say, "Sir, I'm a guest here, but I would love to help you. Who is it that you are searching for?"
And he looks at you and he says, "A guest. Their guests will burn with them all." As he lights up the fire, like the platform that you're standing on, the fire begins to crawl towards you from his own feet are fire. So now your life
Okay.
is threatened.
I'm just gonna run towards the door and yell and say, "Everybody get the F out of here, please."
Please. Okay. And you could still have something readied if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll draw my bow and have it ready if he tries to attack me.
Okay. Oh, good. I have this that wasn't working earlier, so I'm glad it's working. It pans to you when it's your turn. So, Koji, you hear this commotion.
Okay. I guess I start to leave my room, trying to
do.
navigate my character. It it's not to me working well for me.
I could pull you out if it's easier.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I'd say you could probably get there with your normal movement, unless you blast through the rice walls.
Yeah. Just walk through the doors, just
That's probably respectful.
seeing what I'm seeing. What do I see on my master's face?
You don't. Oh, you do see your master's face. What do you see on your master's face?
My eyes are still closed.
Fire dances behind your eyelids as the whole area gets lit up, and you stand with a serenity.
I was sleeping. I was like seated. I was like leaned back up against the tree, hands kind of like this. And I'm awake now, but I haven't decided to open my eyes yet.
Okay, Koji, what do you want to do?
I'll cast hold person on the guy that's talking.
Hold person. Okay, so if you click on him and hit T, or hover over him and hit T, that will target him. And if you click hold person, it'll show up in chat and we'll be all on the same page about the effect and everything. I'm looking for your... Oh, there it is. Okay. So he has to succeed on a wisdom save. It looks like he did succeed, but it says 99. That's not right. I don't think... Let me do a proper wisdom save. Why is he rolling 99? How did that happen? That's hilarious. Yeah, that's weird. Something's broken. But he still saves with an 18. So, what happens if he saves? On a success?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. What does it look like as you cast hold person? Your master watching you? Maybe not.
You're just gonna reach out for nothing.
Oh, my music's finally picking up. Okay. Oops. Do I also have... Okay, sorry, I was just... sounded like 2 songs. Alright. We move to this guy, who is going to... So Yuna did... Or I'm sorry, Matsumoto, are you staying... Is that where you ran off to as you yelled? I can't hear you.
You're muted.
No, I tried to move and it wouldn't let me.
Gotcha. So you went to the door probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a little further. So he looks around and he's hollering out, "Where is she?" as he lights up the boardwalk there with fire. And then he's going to turn to Mr. Meditation QB there. Oof. I am lagging a little bit. It's going to be a little rough. Okay. Just a little bit. QB, he is going to jump over to you and use his touch ability, which is a 22 to hit. And you take... Gosh, was that 17 damage? Is that right? Let me just check. Oh yeah. So his touch ability is yep. And your clothes begin to ignite.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you're gonna take some fire damage unless you douse your clothes. And that is his turn as he reaches out to you and sets you aflame. Meanwhile, these creatures just wreak havoc. They start going into the houses and bedrooms here. That one jumps down there, and nobody's in there. So he's just wreaking havoc. And then this one atop here sees Koji, and he jumps down. Can he make it? Ooh, he might not be able to make it. Let me check his speed. He does have a fly of 30 feet, but okay. Let's see if he can reach you with fire breath. Oof, he is too far away, so he's going to use his dash action. And you see Koji, this elemental fire dog looking thing with, I'm going to see if I could show you guys this. And he's not quite, he looks like he's amping up for something, but...
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so he can't quite get to you. We move to the next one, who runs up here. He sees his master going after Koji, and he also is probably not going to have enough. Nope, he's just going to have to... Actually, he can get to you, Koji. Or Kyobi. So he's going to target you. We're just going to kill Kyobi right away. With his... Where's his feature? Fire Breath. Let's see if this works. 15-foot cone of breath right on you. Nice. Ooh, that's a good save. So you take half of that damage. Was that a full 20 save? No, that's 18 plus 2. Okay, dirty
18,
20.
yeah.
Okay. And we move to QB. You get to respond. You got all of these fire elemental things coming at you.
Is Mariama's not in the... Is that because he didn't roll initiative?
Oh, you're right. I don't see Mariama on there. Let me get Mariama in there. I don't think, let me find you.
Marcus.
I thought I clicked the button that said roll initiative. Did you not get it?
It did not show up
No.
in the turn order, but we will fix that. And we will retcon if we need to. So let me find you.
Yeah, you didn't roll initiative.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Let me, well,
I
I
was
need
just
to
assuming
add,
you'd get higher than 7 or whatever I got.
well, I don't actually have you in the, do me a favor. If you have your token available, can you right click it and click on the little shield with 2 swords? I'm going to find you.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have you. It's just not letting me. Oh, there we go. Boom. Okay. Now if you roll initiative, it will add you to the turn order.
Cool. You can't resend that pop-up, can you?
I can. Let me do that for you. I know sometimes initiative is hard to find. Boom. Does that work?
Got it.
Okay, good. You're
Well,
right after
okay.
QB. Yep.
Worked out great.
Makes sense. You were prone and sleeping.
I'm sleeping.
Right. Okay. Is it my turn now?
It is.
Okay. So yeah, I was at the beginning of this. I was still sleeping. The guy came and jumped over it. And what did he do to me? Lit me on fire?
Yeah, he's got a fire touch. So everything he's touching,
Okay.
he's stepping, and there's just like flames crawling out from each step. And he went and grabbed you, and everything started
Okay.
burning.
So I was, yeah, he lit me on fire, and I was probably on fire for a good 2 or 3 seconds before I decide to slowly open one eye, look at him, and I stand up, and I'm going to cast Shape Water on this water, and move a phallic spout of water and try to douse this guy.
Okay. So you are going to take fire damage unless you're
Yeah,
also
I'm putting it on him, not myself.
right, but you're still on fire, right? You're starting your turn.
Well, if it's the start of my turn, then yeah. I mean, I can do something to douse it, but if it's the start of my turn, then yeah.
It does say that until I'll say bonus action to douse the fire. So if you want to use your bonus action
Well,
to douse...
Can I use my movement to enter the water?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Do that.
You can do that. And so you are doused. You would provoke an opportunity attack from the tiger.
I can't like kind of skirt around him. If I can't, then yeah, I'll take one.
You'd be leaving his space. So I will
Okay.
use his claw attack on you real quick. And I don't think he got you. Nope. So you avoid the claw. You jump into the pond. The koi fish flitter away as you are doused.
And then in the pond, I will use my bonus action to wild shape into a giant octopus.
Okay. Well, this is getting interesting. Do you know how to wild shape in Foundry?
I see the button.
Well.
Oh, do I know?
Let me give you. So.
Last time I changed my token.
Is it
I can
giant
do that.
octopus? Hold on.
Mhm.
Let me give you.
I have the.
Let me
that's what
change
it's
your
on.
sheet so that way we're not gonna get too crazy here, and then I'll let you change your token. Did you know that you can control click to quickly find a token once you're in that setting? If you hit control when you click the little human, it'll find it for you.
Oh wait.
So I
Just went
changed your sheet, and it looks like it made you large size automatically.
Okay. Oh, I didn't save the giant octopus stats because I thought there's no way I will end up in water.
Do you want me to do it
here
for
we
you?
are. I can Google it.
Wait, what do you mean? Google what?
Just the stat block for giant octopus.
It's on your sheet now.
Oh, it is? Okay, well, I got it anyways. But
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
I don't see my token anymore. It disappeared. Should I
I still
refresh?
see your token, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
let
to
me
find a
refresh.
giant octopus for you. I'm sure they have a giant octopus in this. It might be just octopus.
Yeah.
Oh, I reached
It's
my limit with
I'll put in the chat the specific type of octopus it is.
You have a specific octopus that you're changing into?
Yeah, it's the Japanese flapjack octopus.
All right, that checks out. I did have to refresh. I get a little graphic strain. And that's with a gaming computer. So y'all that are rocking regular work computers, kudos to you for hanging in there, because I'm sure it's pretty laggy.
Yeah.
But that was my bonus action, and that's the end of my turn. When we've got the stuff figured
Okay.
out.
All right. Oh, I see. Nice. Did I get your token changed? It looks like it.
Mhm,
You are
I
an
see it.
octopus in the font. Fantastic.
I don't see any of the enemies anymore, though.
Oh. Does
you
a
guys?
giant octopus have vision?
Oh.
You have dark vision. No, Did it change your vision for you?
If I leave, I mean, maybe. I can see myself and I can move myself, but I can't see anything else.
Okay, let me get your vision. Oh, I just don't have vision enabled. There you go. That should work.
Okay, yeah, now it's back.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Mariyama.
So I hear all kinds of nonsense happening outside of my room, and so I get up and I move. I still look like I'm prone, but I've tried to turn that off.
You are
Myself
still
stand
prone.
up.
I got you. Prone, you're not unconscious anymore.
Thanks. Then I get up and I am running to the door as fast as I can.
I opened it for you. Let me know if you
Thank
need me to
you.
move your token.
I think I made it. And
You
so I
see
see
Matsumoto screaming.
Matsumoto. And I'm like, what is happening?
We're in combat, so I can't answer you. We're not talking right now.
That's true. But I am getting as close to you as I can and trying to see what am I seeing over her shoulder. Can I see anything yet?
You mostly see bright light. You definitely see that the boardwalk, flames are licking the boardwalk and making their way to the small railing. You definitely hear commotion, and you probably can see across the way at the other sort of small guest house that there is a flaming tiger dog looking thing that is just tearing things apart.
And I go ahead and I use my move to dash. And I'm getting as close up to all of this nonsense as I can. Does it track somewhere how much movement I've used, or do I just have to like do that myself?
Yes and no. So not the way that you've done it so far. It does not track.
Okay.
But I would say that yeah, if you I mean, I could probably, I'll call it that you've used, if you're dashing, 75%, so you'd probably have another 15 feet.
Could you tell us the right way to do that?
Yes, if you click and move your token and you hit space, it sets a waypoint, and then you move it again and hit space, and then it sort of it adds it together as you move. There's a module I used to have that would have you move, and then it turns yellow once you're in like the dash speed, and then it's like red when it's past that, but I don't have that currently enabled.
Okay. So I think I can probably get to about here realistically. Ooh. There we go. And then I see all of this, and I can't do much about it right now because I've used my action. I'm just verifying I don't have like a bonus action I can do.
Okay. Do you guys have the heads-up display at the bottom? No? I see confused looks. On the left-hand side, there is 2 swords that go across. That's probably a little bit purple. And if you hit that, it toggles the Argon HUD, which looks more like a video game heads-up display, which might be an easier way to access your character sheet.
Cool. Yeah, that is better.
It doesn't show any of my like weapons.
So I believe weapons are under use item.
Okay.
And you can drag stuff to that little tiny bar above your icon, and those will be like quick macros.
Got it.
So I look back at Matsumoto and I say, "You are a fearsome warrior. We need your help." And I like do it really good, and you have Bardic Inspiration.
So go ahead and target her and use your Bardic Inspiration, and what that will do, when Matsumoto takes her turn, it should prompt you to ask if you want to use it. So it should all be sort of built in.
Do I...
If you hit T to target her when you're clicking on her token, yep, it looks like you're targeting her, and then it should give a fancy little animation when you inspire.
My Argon combat won't come back up anymore.
Interesting. Did you click the 2 swords on the left?
Yeah, and I had it for a second and then it went away, but it's okay. I can just do it with my
You might have to
character
just
sheet.
click off your token and back on. It might pop up again.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do Bardic Inspiration. Use.
Aw, look at that. Little buff.
Look how big and glowy you got.
Oh. Cool.
Okay, you are inspired. We will move. Oh, did you end turn? You pressed a button.
I pressed the button that said end turn.
That's fantastic. That's I have some players that do that and some players don't, so I often double end turn and then. Anyway, this flaming tiger jumps down at you, and it is going to. Oh shoot! I'm just realizing my feature is a charged feature, so these guys might run out of this. Uh-oh. It's gonna use its fire breath on you because it is an elemental creature that doesn't think about resource saving.
Oh my goodness.
He's simple.
So the Fu tiger uses his fire breath on Mariyama. That was kind of. Ooh. So that's a nice dexterity saving throw. You should have taken only half that damage. How much did you take? Do you know? Oh yeah, it looks like you took 4, which is half of 10. Well, 8.
Okay.
9. Cool. All right.
Nice.
We move into round 2. Matsumoto. Oh, you had a readied action, Matsumoto. Did you want to use that in addition?
Sure. Do I still get to use a readied action when it's my turn?
I'm
In
gonna say
addition
since
to my action?
I'm gonna say that yes, I will let that happen since we didn't really visit that. So yes, you get sort of 2 actions right now, since you readied
Okay.
your arrow.
Yeah. Okay. So if I want to shoot my arrow, what do I do?
So if you can, like, are you shooting the tiger or the big guy?
I'm gonna shoot probably the tiger that's right there attacking my friend.
Okay, so if you could move your mouse over the tiger and hit T, it should pop up with a little targeting icon over him. Yep, and then if you click your longbow, it should prompt you for using maybe an arrow or some sort of prompt. It might prompt you to use Bardic Inspiration. I don't know.
Oh, did that do it?
It looks right, but I'm trying to figure out why it didn't do it. I'd say you did it right, but it's not working like it should. Let me check your longbow and make sure you've got your arrows equipped with it, because I'm wondering... Resource consumption, ammunition, and you're going to use your arrows. Okay, that was my bad. I did not have your arrows tied to your longbow. Can you try the same thing again?
Yes, but the roof got in the way just now for some weird reason. Like it was,
I'm just going to make life a little easier and make roofs disappear. Unless you guys get on the roof, then I will make them reappear.
Did that work?
Is that a challenge?
No, bummer. I'm not sure why that's not working. So if you want to just roll a d20, we'll do it manually, and I will look into your longbow and why that's not working. So with your bow, it should be a bonus of... Oh, finally something happened. It looks like it did actually roll the automation. So a 21 to hit, and that would have been 6 damage. So it was successful eventually.
Okay. Yeah, it's frozen on my end.
Bummer. Okay. We'll give it a second. What would be your next move? I could help you move your token and stuff, and I could even share screen if it's easier.
What would be my next move? I think I'm just gonna run up next to Mariama, and I've got my dagger in my hand, and I'm gonna try and stab this guy in the face.
Ooh, sounds good. Did you unfreeze yet?
Maybe. Let me try.
Okay.
Attack this guy.
So I think when you're attacking, it's just on a pretty big delay, because it took quite a while for the longbow to show up. There it is.
Oh, and I use my Bardic Inspiration, yes.
Hey, nice. Nice! That was a juicy sound effect. So it takes 7 damage. It's hurt pretty bad. I would say it is bloodied at this point. I'm gonna stop my share just because it's a lot of resources. So you unleash your arrow and hit this thing. You run over. Anything else from Moxie?
No.
All
Nothing
right.
else from me.
We move to Koji, who is concentrating on something. Oh, you're concentrating on your wild shape, probably. No, Your hold person?
I was an old person, so I shouldn't be concentrating.
Okay. I will,
Emotions failed them.
I will remove your concentration effect. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot this guy that's in front of my friends across the way, Moxie. I'm gonna shoot with my short bow.
Oh, the big guy.
No, the one that's in front of that little dog.
Oh, I think you're... Did you target him? Oh, no, you got the big guy targeted. Is that what you meant to do?
No.
Okay, you meant to target the other one.
Well, I guess I'm shooting the big guy.
I mean, you can if you want. That's what you were targeting, but I can change it because 19 will still attack the dog or the tiger.
Yeah, I wanted to hit the dog.
Okay, so I will apply 8 damage to Doggo and give the big guy his 8 back. Or 4 back because he was resistant. Okay. Any movement,
done.
Koji?
Does the doggo die?
He does not die.
I like that a bit.
Yeah, they're a little stronger than that. The big guy's turn is
Yeah,
up.
move me back. I'll try to myself.
Okay. The big guy sees the octopus, and he hollers something like, "Weak mortals, your world will burn under the Oni's wrath." But he doesn't go that close to the water. Let me check his features real quick, because... Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
Since I'm underwater, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you actually notice as he sees you go under the water, he turns his attention very specifically. He moves away from the water, and...
Did it do anything when I put the shape water on him?
Oh, I don't
Just
think
piss
we...
him off, or?
I don't think we applied that. I'm sorry. I totally let that wash through my
I mean,
brain.
it doesn't like do. The spell doesn't like do damage, so.
Oh, I see. But
I just thought it would.
no, he is he's got a susceptible water susceptibility. So anytime he's in every time he moves in water, or for every gallon of water splashed, he takes a cold damage. What's it say for shape water? How much? Let's estimate
It
how
does
many
say
gallons
how
that
many,
is.
how-
Does
say
it?
How much water it is. I'm checking. 5 foot cubed. So what's 5 cubic feet of water in gallons?
Of course, James is gonna do that.
Yeah, this is a problem that can be
That's
solved.
30.
with science.
It's 37 gallons of water.
Oh gosh! All right, so he takes 37 damage from that shape water. I am sorry I missed that before. That's pretty epic. Okay.
Oh wait. All right. Wait. Is 5? No, that's 5. Okay. It's actually way more than that, but like I'll that it should be 5 by 5 by 5. I did 5 cubic feet.
I don't know the difference.
It would be 125. 5 times 5 times 5.
What? For shape
This
water?
three-dimensional.
Technically,
Yeah.
it's 900. Technically, it's 935 gallons.
What?
But that seems ridiculous.
That does seem ridiculous.
But 5 feet a cube, 5 feet on a side by 5 feet on a side by 5 feet on a side. It's a lot of water.
Yeah. That's
That
like a
is
whole person.
Oh yeah. Google says you're right. Tell you what though. You know what? Let me
I hope you one-shot the boss with your cantrip.
I was just thinking about this, that as
Hey, it's a level 1 spell. I use a spell slot on that. I should get something.
But you know, he's gonna definitely react to this. So I'll give you the 30 something, because that really does hurt him.
That seems more reasonable.
And he is moving out of it, right? So like a lot of the gallons aren't just hitting him. He is, you know, actively fighting your shape water. Okay. And he definitely moves away from you after that for sure. He is going to... You know what I think he'll do? He is shouting for Yuna, and he moves into the main room here. And yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it at that so far. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try something. Okay. Real quick, we're gonna just try a fancy effect and see if it burns computers. Okay, we got 3 tigers, and then James, you're on deck. So this guy's wreaking havoc over here. He doesn't see anyone, so he is going to come back out. He's got 30 feet. That's 17, 26, 30. Still not seeing anyone. Oh. I think, well, he's going to run out of space, but he is right over you, octopus. And we'll leave him there, because that was his dash. Koji, did you end up moving back? You wanted to, right?
I was unsuccessful on my endeavor, but yeah, I wanted to move back.
How far back?
Just back to the wall.
Oh, just like 5 feet? Well, this guy's coming back after you anyway, so he leaps up. Koji, do you have armor on?
I don't think so. My AC is 12.
Okay, probably not. Did this guy, he used
probably
his
wear
fire breath.
Leather. Leather.
Okay, he used his fire breath, and we're gonna see if that's recharged real quick. That is not a recharge. He unfortunately cannot, he's gonna claw you. He doesn't have much, so he's just gonna try to snap at you with a 17 on the dice. That's 20 for the total. You are getting clawed, Koji.
I'm good.
I think you probably have a prompt for a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime the damage doesn't show up right away, you might have a prompt for a reaction. Okay. What is your Warcaster feature? You can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack, cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action and targets only that creature. Is that what you wanted to use?
Yep.
What's the spell that you want to cast that?
I want to cast Thunderclap.
Now that's going to give you a measured template. If you click on the chat that says place measured template, you'll have a little wireframe square. You'll want to place that over the tiger.
Yeah, it won't really let me zoom out. Let this thing go. It's really weird.
Do you want me to place it for you?
Yeah, to the point where I don't get hit by my own thunderclap.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna try to. So each creature. Oh, you got 2 of them because there is one on the roof. One saved, one did not. So one took 3 damage. I'm not sure which one. That's okay. All right, moving along. We've got this one who is on the ground going after QB. Ooh, we're going to have... he's smart enough to jump up here and try to get at you. Now, he's also used his flame. Let's check that recharge. Oh, that's not good. Okay, Are you within 5 feet? Do you think he can claw you from the bridge? I think they can. Absolutely. Okay. So he is gonna claw you from the bridge.
I got my big soft head out. You know,
he
you're
misses.
familiar.
He's like, yeah, like a cat trying to claw through a cage. He is unable to get you, and you get to respond to these two Foo Tigers with their rusted armor glowing.
All right. I'm gonna make a tentacle attack on. Suppose it doesn't matter. Are either of these guys damaged yet? Oh no, wait, I can see that.
Can you?
Oh no, I can't. I thought the little red line was their health bar, but it's not.
They are. Neither of them are damaged.
Okay. I'm gonna make a tentacle attack on this guy. Let's see. Left click, right click. Okay, I've targeted him. Oh, attack.
Yeah. Nice. That is good for 8 damage.
And then I think he needs to make it. He's supposed to have to make a DC 16 strength save or else get grappled.
Oh. I'm surprised that wasn't built in. I will do his strength save. Are you trying to grapple a fire tiger? Are you sure?
I'm trying to grapple him.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's in water, so that seems like a smart move.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm. Pull that thing in there.
He got a 9.
Okay. Then he's grappled, and I'd like to move and pull him into the water with me.
Okay, his speed is 0. And
Right, but I have half movement speed, and I can carry.
Oh.
I can carry him when he's grappled, right?
Yeah, you disappeared on me. Where'd your token go?
Oh, I moved, but like
Oh,
I was just doing it for effect. I don't care exactly where I am in the water. I just want to,
Yeah. So
pull him down with me.
I'm gonna assume there's enough gallons here that takes care of him. Describe what happens.
Well, I mean, he's on fire, right?
He was.
Well, I mean, yeah. As he enters the water, the bunch of steam coming out, and then there's steam and steam and steam, and it's obscured. You can't see. There's you see a little tentacle here and there, but you can't really see what's going on. And then the steam clears, and he's kind of just like shriveled and brown at the bottom of the water.
Aw, all the koi fish run off as the water gets cloudy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from Giant Octopus QB?
That I don't think I have anything I can do with my bonus action as an octopus, so I will. Yeah, end turn.
Fantastic. Mariyama.
Mariyama sees this fairly wounded, recently stabbed fire fox and reaches into her sleeve and surprisingly pulls out a whole katana. You're like, how did it fit in her whole sleeve? And you'll never know. But she strikes. Let's do complete previous roll. Did it roll?
It might take a moment. It doesn't look like it did roll, but I think if it's just a rapier katana, it should be set up properly.
Yeah, it says previous roll of rapier has not completed, but I click it and I don't know where that roll goes.
Yeah.
Rapier attack. Oh, it shows up in the chat window.
There we go. That is a good roll of 20 as 10 damage is applied to Mr. Fu Tiger, except it did not apply. So I will.
Oh no, it
applied to you.
you attacked me.
Oh, I attacked you because you were. I'm so sorry. I was.
I'm
not
gonna
obviously
uncanny
trying to
dodge
target
that.
you. No, I wanted to attack this.
The girls are fighting.
Okay, let me give you your 5 back.
I thought we were friends.
And we will apply the full damage to Tiger, which was what, 10?
10.
Describe your kill. Oops.
It's like a surprisingly proper, like samurai move where I just decapitate this dog. It's like head's gone, and it is not very proper.
All right.
Time for that is passed, and so with the dog gone, I am rushing up into here.
All right.
That's as far as I go.
It would have been that tiger's turn, so we move up to round 3. Matsumoto, something that you notice as the commotion is abrupt, and you see that little boy pop out of that room that was sort of destroyed by that one tiger over across the way from you. None of the other tigers notice him, but he is terrified, bright-eyed, and you make eye contact with him as he looks at you. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Do I see anything in his eyes? Like,
Just a scared little boy. He's just watching. He's also a little bit like fascinated with seeing a decapitated fire tiger just occur.
I motion for him to hide, and then I run. I'm gonna, hold on, I've got so many things popped up on my screen.
Yeah, it can get a little overwhelming sometimes.
I'm gonna go over to this tiger that's on this bridge here, and I'm gonna stab him real quick with my dagger.
Do you get sneak attack since there's a friend within 5 feet?
There is. Hopefully it'll prompt you. I did test your character's sneak attack, and there was a prompt at some point when I was playing with it.
Okay. Should I undo the one that I just did, or?
Nope, we'll see. We'll let it roll, and then you should be able to just click on your sneak attack as an extra featured item. So 14, that will hit. These sound effects are really spot on. They're juicy today. So you stab into this fire tiger's neck. And if you want to find your sneak attack feature.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's fancy. It did not roll dice. That's okay. If you use the dice tray at the bottom of the chat window and hit the little 6-sided dice, 3 times? The little square one. And then hit enter or roll. It should roll 3d6. Perfect.
Nope, two
And then
sixes.
I will apply, yeah, that's a good roll, and I will apply damage to Fire Tiger. Ooh, he is hurt bad. As you stab him, he screeches out in pain. Oh, I totally forgot about a feature that these guys have. I just remembered. Anything else from Moxie?
Can I do my bonus attack as well as the sneak attack, or was that my bonus move?
You still have a bonus action. No, sneak attack is built into your action. I think. Is sneak attack a bonus action? No,
sneak attack is just part of the main action, so you could still have a bonus attack.
Yep. If you have a bonus action, you're welcome to use it.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm just gonna stab him again because I'm not that creative.
Well, I think stabbing is an action. Unless you have multi-attack as rogue, or I don't think you do it as a rogue.
do.
Do you? Oh.
I think at level 5, rogues get a second attack.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Well, great.
All right. I can't tell if I'm doing
That's
this right.
a nat 20. No, you're doing fantastic. And yeah, he dies. And one feature I forgot, which I won't retcon because I won't do that to you, but I will do it for this one, which is this guy explodes upon death. I know. He's got Death Burst. Oh, that's hilarious. I clicked Death Burst and it says he's dead. You can't use this move. So each creature in a 5-foot range, DC 11 dexterity save. So if I can get that from both our octopus and Moxie. If you open your character sheet under the dexterity, if you click dexterity, the word, it should prompt either ability check or save.
It's just weird because I'm an octopus, that's why.
16 is good. And I have to roll damage. Ooh, that is a fail for our octopus, and
Oh, brother.
so octopus, you will take the full 8 damage, and Moxie will take half. I will apply that to you, Moxie.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, but he is dead. He just exploded in a fit of fire. All right. It looks
The
like
koi fish okay?
yeah, they're not doing well. They're not super
Except for
happy.
the one I ate.
Koji, you are
Oh.
being backed into a corner by a foo tiger.
Or as the food tiger being backed into a corner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's backing up? We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're gonna bring a shot. Go lightning bolt at it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You might be challenged by placing that template. Let me know if you want some assistance.
Yeah, so I think it was weird.
Oh, I think
I
Dang.
did it.
I think you point. Oh, you still have the Guardian of the Flame targeted. So let me undo that. Let me check the lightning bolt to see if these guys can do a save. So, dexterity save of 13. So that would be towards this one. That was some wild battle music. 16 he saves, so he's going to take half that. So this guy in front of you is going to take 12. And he is still up, but not doing well at all. Anything else from Koji?
Good.
That's it? Okay.
That's it.
All right. This guy wreaking havoc, looking around, not finding Yuna. He is going to run back out. What's his speed here? He's got 50 feet, so he can get to Matsumoto pretty easily with some feet to spare. He towers over you, Moxie. And
Oh my gosh.
despite the pond being right there, he is taking the risk, and he is going to use his touch as he slams down at you. 13 is not going to hit you with your armor. How do you dodge that? Oops, I did not mean to roll that again. Doesn't matter, he doesn't hit you. But how do you avoid his flaming hand trying to squish you like a bug?
Oh, I slink away so quickly it almost looks like I disappear for a second, but
Ooh.
I just sort of show up a few feet away.
Just enrages him more as he shouts, "The balance is broken and you will all fall for it." Meanwhile, this tiger is still up and alive and targeting Koji. We're going to see if he can recharge his breath weapon. Oh, it's recharged. Sorry, Koji. You are going to get blasted. He will use his fire breath on you. Boom. Did that work? I don't think it prompted a save. I need a dexterity saving throw. Oh, it did give you a save. You saved. Good job. It already applied half. Fantastic. You're hurt a little bit there, Koji. Meanwhile, at the pond, our octopus friend, having dragged in, I would imagine that if you dragged in a foo tiger and he went to like explode in a burst of fire, but he's in water, it probably doesn't do anything.
It was just some like bubbles.
Yeah.
When they popped at the surface, they smelled like shit. Not that I'm complaining, but I think I was supposed to have taken some damage from that exploding dog. I'm still at full health.
Oh. I did
I don't
try
remember
to apply
how much it was, but
It was full damage. I think it was 8 because
that sounds right.
Yep. Let me give that to you.
Thanks. I
Thanks for
will
keeping
make a
me
tentacle
honest.
attack on Big Boy.
Okay. I think you could probably reach him as you get to the edge of the pond there.
It's 15 feet.
Of course.
15 feet.
Of course you can.
They're long.
Yeah.
Kind of stretchy. Yeah, like that. Okay, sorry. I forgot it goes into the chat. Right.
That is not going to cut it as he whips his arm back to not take the tentacle.
And yeah, I don't. There's nothing I can do with a bonus action as an octopus, right? Is that
I don't know.
correct?
Can you?
I mean, I'm looking at this stat block. It doesn't look like it, and I can't do any of my I can't cast spells, right?
I don't think so, and I don't
as a
see
beast.
any.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
You could bonus action revert back.
can I? No, I'm gonna stay. I'm end my turn.
Okay. Mariyama.
Muted.
Muted.
Mariyama looks at this big flaming asshole and says, "You think you're the sun, but even flies avoid you, dull and overblown." And I need oh, hold on, let me do this thing. Target.
Fancy.
And
Is that your insult?
that's another cutting word. Yes. In haiku form.
Yeah.
And I think I have it as a cutting words. Yeah. Vicious mockery.
Ooh. Ouch. He
Now has a
does
disadvantage
not
on his next
save.
attack.
Oh gosh, okay. You struck him good. You hit some sort of sensitive ego bit for him. Anything else from Mariyama?
No, I think she's gonna keep her distance from this flaming thing.
Okay. We move to the top of the order. Round 4, Moxie.
I lost my screen. It's like gray.
Hit F5 for me. It might take a minute to reload.
Okay.
That even happens to me with a good graphics card.
What I'm gonna do when it reloads is attack him with my katana.
All right. Even though you told that little boy to hide, he sort of peeks out and excitedly watches as you unsheath your katana, the iconic weapon of the samurai warrior.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm still loading, so maybe you might want to do that attack.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's move to Koji, and we'll come back to you when you're loaded and address it then. Koji.
Koji. Scooch. Target the right thing, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Good targeting. Yep.
Maybe. There we go. I'm just going to use her light hammer and bash this dog on the head. Tiger, I guess.
Yeah. I know. They're like dog, tiger things. Ooh, a 6 is not going to cut it as you go to bash it. It dodges.
With. I suppose that's all I got.
No bonus action? No multi-attack? No?
Nope.
You're a druid. You want to stay? Okay. You do you.
Okay.
This guy. Oh, you back?
I think I'm loaded. Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's take your turn, and he's going to react to you. So let me give free movement to you in case you need to move. I may have to go back to you because the way that the system's set up, it might not let you move until it's your turn. So there you are. Moxie's up.
Okay. And I'm trying to target him and it's not working. What am I?
If you double
Doing
right
wrong.
click him, it might work. I'm trying to see, what is your... Yep.
Okay, there it goes.
Cool.
Okay.
Katana short... I think I named yours, renamed your weapon to Katana short sword, so... That is another 20 from Matsumoto, our rogue coming in.
I tried to decapitate him. Did it work?
He is still alive. As you go to decapitate him, he whips up his shield. It sort of blocks off, still nicks his ear, cuts into his flaming hair.
Okay, while he's distracted with blocking my katana, I'm going to dagger him in the stomach with my bonus action.
Okay. Or your second
Ooh,
attack.
whoops. Yeah, my second attack. I clicked the wrong weapon.
That dagger is good for 24 on a hit, 6 damage. He is a bit resistant, so he takes a bit of that. And you still have a bonus action, so you get 2 actions with your multi-attack. And then if you have a bonus action... Oh, and you have a friendly nearby, so you can use your sneak attack on both of those attacks, right? Or just one?
Oh.
Only one.
Only one. So if you want to roll 3d6, we will apply that.
So for some reason, like, clicking the sneak attack doesn't seem to do anything.
Yeah, it gives you a
But
fancy
that's fine.
animation.
I'll just roll it. Cool.
All right, I will apply that damage to him. Okay, and then he is going to respond to you. We're going to move through Koji here, and he calls you a weak little mortal and is going to try to just do his flame thing again. I'm going to see if he has anything else. Does he have disadvantage? Oh, he does, because of that cutting words. Even with disadvantage, he is able. What was his dice rolls? 18 and 14.
I can.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna do my
can.
uncanny dodge as a reaction.
You were successful with uncanny dodge. It still gave you 9. I don't actually think that that worked properly, so I'm gonna give you 5 more hit points to reflect your uncanny dodge. And let me check his features once more to make sure I'm not missing something. Okay. We are going to move to this tiger going against Koji still. He is still alive. We're going to see if his breath weapon, he was successful before. Come on, baby. Oh, he's a breathy mother effer. So he is going after you again with that 6 on his breath weapon. So fire breath once more. He has got it in him. That's funny. Let me fix that real quick because that was recharged, buddy. Charged. Okay. Boom. Did that apply? It looks like it's working. 12 on the dex save. You needed 11, so you take half of that 5 damage. Koji, how you feeling over there? You're muted.
Toasty.
Crispy. QB.
All right. Yeah. I'm checking one of my 8 watches, and it says it's tentacle time.
Oh yeah, 19 on the dice, 25 will work. Oh, he's got to do a dex save or get grappled, huh? What's the save DC?
DC 16.
Oh my gosh, on dex? Oh, he's got pretty good dex. Oh gosh, this might.
Hold on. If the creatures.
He got a 12.
It just says it doesn't say it's Dex. It just says Escape DC 16. I'm assuming Dex makes sense, but
Could be strength. I mean, it's.
Oh no, that's what it is. if the target, if I hit him, he's grappled. Period, and then it's a 16 to escape. So he's
Gotcha.
grappled, and then he can make a DC 16 check to escape. But if I hit him, he's grappled.
He's grappled. Uh-oh. What happens?
I mean, I haven't used any of my movement, so if I can
know.
pull
I
him into
know.
the water.
I know. I think at this point, yeah, you pull him in, and with enough gallons, he starts wailing, and he says, "You think this fire will save you? Fire cannot be so quenched." As he is doused, and he had 36 left. I'm assuming there's 36 gallons in there.
All right. I'm just sitting there octopusly.
Octopusly.
Just kind of, you can't tell if I'm really there.
Okay, we have one Fu Tiger left going after Koji. Mariyama. Oh, you're muted.
Mariyama is going to move up to here and is going to ping this thing with her short bow. Oh, hold on.
Oh, I think homeboy up here was missed, but that's okay. I'm gonna get rid of him. Okay. 9 will miss.
Okay.
See that arrow just floating? It hit the gate, or the fence.
Huh. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Anything else? Do you have
Yeah, I see that my rather grouchy friend over there is looking somewhat singed, and I say, please don't die. It will make me look bad. And then I give you bardic inspiration.
All right.
But hold on, let me do that to you. Target.
Sure. Yep, targeting looks good.
And
Moxie on deck for the last Fu Tiger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit him with my bow.
Nice. You look out over, seeing Koji in danger. Ooh, that was close to another 20. Hey, look at that. That bow is rocking easily this time. But I think a 9... I'm not sure what... Oh, I don't think you had him targeted, but that's okay. A 9 is not going to
Oh, I
hit.
didn't.
That's okay. A 9 is not going to hit. Maybe that's what is creating the delay, is the targeting. The calculating.
How do I turn the angle of my screen?
Right click
Right click?
drag
Right
or
mouse.
middle mouse
Right.
drag. Sorry, middle mouse drag.
Oh yeah.
Panning
Unless
is
you don't
right
have a
click
mouse
drag.
wheel, then I think it's Alt.
Oh, if you don't have
Or
a
wait,
mouse wheel,
no, it's not. It's something.
Okay,
Shift.
that worked. The middle mouse thing worked.
control.
Oh no, now it's still going.
Control right click drag.
Control right click.
The
yeah, that also
delay
works.
is killing me.
What is?
The delay. I'm sorry, I can't see him.
Okay. I can move you here if that's helpful. I can also, I think, control the screen a little bit. But you can also just roll another longbow without targeting him, and we can just apply it that way.
That sounds great.
So maybe the targeting doesn't get to that. There we go. 21 will definitely hit. Oh yeah, he's actually on his last breath, so 5 will do it. Describe your kill.
I my first shot sort of like hit him in the side, and I shook my head and then aimed a little bit better for the second one, and right as he was opening his mouth to roar, I shot him right in the throat, and he was like and then died.
And exploded. Koji, give me a dexterity saving throw.
You have bardic inspiration if you need it.
That particular song seems extra loud to me. Koji?
Chad?
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, 15 will do it, so you will take half as much as this 2d6, which I guess is just a 1d6. Man, every time I roll a 6 around Koji, or a d6, it gives me the full 6. So you will take a full 6 of damage. Koji, not doing well. However, that is the last baddie, as you all see a tired-looking humanoid walk through the front door. He raises his hand up, and rain begins to fall down, dousing the boardwalk, putting out the flames that have erupted all over the building. He looks at you all appreciatively, and he says, "I am Master Harataka. I apologize for my delay. Please, if you are willing to spend a few moments to rest and recover, I can tell you about what's going on."
I bow as is proper, and as quickly and like subtly as possible, I hide all my weapons.
Mm.
I keep my weapons drawn. I'm not entirely sure I trust this dude.
I'm still an octopus. I'm still in the water, but I'm looking at this guy, and I make some sort of movement that implies bowing.
He sort of gives you a
He
knowing.
he gets the point.
Yeah, he gives you
I dip into the water a little bit.
he gives you a knowing look, and he sort of says something like, "Clad Nagare, glad you made it. Not all the clans responded to my call." The rain continues as he welcomes you all inside. Do you stay in octopus form as you come into?
No, I'll turn back into me and walk inside.
Okay. He walks into, the charred room. It's clearly destroyed. He sort of looks disappointed. He kind of looks around, almost like he is forgetting himself. He turns back to you. You see that he is definitely tired. His armor is on. He says, "Again, my apologies for being late. There is a lot of disturbances going around, as you could probably tell, in your own lands. The elements are at a state of unrest. I've called you all here to help with that problem. There are shrines that we have dutifully kept safe. They are areas where yokai have gathered, and these shrines hold certain powers and keep all the elements at a place of balance. The water shrine, the fire shrine up near the volcano, the earth shrine, and of course, the shrine of the wind up at the top of the mountain. I haven't been able to visit the shrines every time I make my way there. I am waylaid by all of these yokai forces, and
I'm afraid that it is beyond my powers to find balance myself. So I've called you all to assist me in this. I know tensions have been growing among the clans. I don't know if that's related to these elemental disturbances, but I recognize when something's greater than myself. And so I call upon you all to put your clan differences aside and work with me to bring peace to all of Tenshoku. Now, official greeting, I am Master Harataka. Welcome to my humble home. Thank you for protecting it. Thank you for answering my call.
Mass.
Well, Maximoto sheathes her weapons and says, Master Hanataka, it is good to meet you. Who is the person that we nearly just got killed by?
Ah, yes, that was Homura. He, I believe, is working under a malevolent, evil Oni who has a vendetta against my house and has a history with my attendant, Yuna.
Do you often invite guests and then not let them know that they might be murdered in their sleep?
Oh, this is his first attack. I again apologize. I hope to keep a safe home, and that is one of the reasons I called for all of you. It's because this state of danger, as while it's localized to Kazumura right now, my fears is that it will grow beyond this island and into your own homes. I thank you for taking the risk, risking your own lives coming here.
What was this yokai's history with Yuna?
Ah, yes. That is a long story. Yuna, is he looks around. Is she okay?
We haven't seen Yuna.
Yeah.
I would imagine that she has taken herself into a place away from him, and I'll let her tell that story.
Okay. We should probably
How do you
check
know?
on the children because I saw them peeking out during the battle.
Yes, he sort of nods to some of the attendants that you had seen at the dinner, and they come and whisper. They say, the children are safe. The Tanuki is safe. The buildings are destroyed. They're not doing well. Charred, but standing.
You said that Yuna had protected herself or taken herself somewhere else, but where? How do you know that she hasn't been taken by these yokai? They seem to have a special interest in her.
He sort of gives this look, um, like a look of confidence, and he says, Yuna can take care of herself. She knows how to blend in with the environment and not be found if she does not want to be found. Now, I again apologize for the disturbance tonight. I know that you all must be very tired. There is much work to be done if you will continue to agree to this, knowing that your lives are at risk. We did call for warriors. You're hurt, and he indicates anyone who's hurt. Who's hurt?
I am.
Oh,
I am.
I'm hurt.
Please, we can tend to your wounds. Um, I've called the guards. They are not at the caliber of you all, but I've asked them to stand guard over the night. They will give out alarms if any new threats shall arrive. And in the meantime, I think it's best we plan our method of investigation into the imbalance in these shrines. Now, of course, Hamura comes from the fire shrine, and he looks up at the rain. He's like, I did call this storm to douse the flames, but I know that the last time I made it rain, it didn't stop for days. So the water shrine may be maybe needing a visit as well.
Is there one that you would recommend we look for first?
Again, without giving too much information, it is Yuna's story to tell, but she may need some convincing to go with you to the fire shrine. She's probably a little shooken up. You will need her to go with you there. I don't think now is the time. I think you rest if you want to try to convince her in the morning.
Okay.
The water shrine is closer. But the choice is
Perhaps
yours.
Yuna would join us, or both. We could just hit the water shrine up on our way to the fire shrine.
Why don't we plan that in the morning when she's here?
Sure.
Okay.
Rest for now. My guards are on duty. I know it's not much solace, but again, I thank you for your unexpected heroic acts. And hey, Tenshoku, the various clans working together, first time that I've seen in many, many moons.
Yeah, you're the clan that the two of you are in is clearly a strange one. You have skills that I am not familiar with.
Some would say it's the only normal one.
Nobody else would say that.
Now let's keep our successes within our hearts as we rest for the night, and we'll make a plan tomorrow. Thank you again, and do your best to try to get some rest. And that
Thank you.
is where we will end tonight. All right. So you feel free to take a long rest.
All right. How do I do that? Oh, wait, I can probably figure it out.
Yep, it's on the sheet on the top. There's a little tent or something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned next time on Tales of the Yokai.